Does Halloween Kills kill the franchise? What's going on, guys? I'm Chris, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be giving you my non-spoiler review of Halloween Kills, the latest entry in the Halloween franchise. The saga of Michael Myers and Laurie Strode continues in the next thrilling chapter of the Halloween series. So before I give you guys my thoughts on this movie, definitely hit that like button, comment your thoughts down below. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss out on any future reviews, rankings, all that good stuff. So my history with the Halloween franchise is that I do enjoy the 1978 version. I think it's a classic. It's not my favorite. I think it's dated and there's definitely flaws, and the 2018 version I find entertaining. So going into this, I was fairly excited, I would say. It's not obviously one of my more anticipated movies. I'm not the horror junkie that a lot of my friends in the movie space are, so I didn't really have monumental expectations going into this, but I will say I think this movie wasn't that great, and it might be my least favorite of the three main Halloween movies. Now, the reason that I have such massive issues with this is that the story was all over the place. This is one of the most messy scripts or plots that I've seen in quite some time. As going into this movie, I thought it was going to be following Laurie Strode, obviously after the events of Halloween 2018, and Laurie Strode is sidelined in this movie. The main protagonist hero, essentially, of this franchise barely has any screen time, and I found myself highly disappointed with that decision because there are multiple characters in this movie that I didn't really give a damn about, and they almost shoehorn in and try to get the audience to really care about them, when it's really evident that they're probably just going to be lambs for slaughter. That's basically what most characters are in slashers anyway, but this one was more egregious than others. There was so many kills in this movie. It's the most brutal of all the Halloween movies, and honestly one of the more brutal slashers or horror movies I've ever seen. They're killing people left and right in this movie. I don't even know what the body count is, but man, it's got to be up in the 20s, maybe even the 30s or 40s. They really commit to the kills in this, so I have to give them credit for that. It's effective when it comes to getting audiences to feel uneasy and disgusted with a lot of the blood and gore in this movie, and they definitely get creative with some of the kills as well. I'd say that there's one in particular that if you've seen a certain TV show, you'll know exactly what it's similar to. And there's a few kills that got audible reactions in the audience, some of them even laughter because of just the absurd nature of them. So the kills are effective, and I know a lot of massive horror fans go into these movies to see the creative kills. So if you're going for the kills, you're probably going to be satisfied, even though that's kind of a weird, messed up thing to say. And of course, I want to compliment the score here. The Halloween score is just an iconic, chilling piece of music that gets me in the fall Halloween spirit, so that's something that I definitely liked about this movie. I'll never get tired of watching those pumpkins glow in the dark as the opening credits play. But aside from that, getting back to the actual messy story of the movie, it really felt like there was no clear direction. With 2018's Halloween, we followed a group of characters on Halloween night, and we saw their different encounters, but there was a clear plan by the end of that movie to try and trap Michael in the house and kill him. In this movie, first of all, we see Laurie Strode and she's recovering, and then other characters are recovering. I won't go into spoilers here. And then we get introduced to a whole new group of characters who want to go hunt and kill Michael Myers, and then there's another group of characters who want to do something similar, and then there's a certain nutcase who's on the loose. So there is so much going on in this movie. The 1 hour 46 minute runtime is not enough for it, and by the end it almost feels anticlimactic in a way because it's ultimately just a big piece of filler leading up to Halloween Ends, and that takes away the stakes of this movie. One of my personal issues with the Halloween franchise, and especially this movie, is that Michael Myers, he is not able to be killed. Anytime there's a villainous presence in a movie and you can't bring them down, it's just frustrating to me, and it really takes away from the true stakes of the characters because the heroes are probably never going to win. In this movie, it almost feels like Michael Myers is more indestructible than ever, and the characters are making the dumbest decisions ever. They're at an all-time peak when it comes to being straight up morons in this movie, and I understand that the writer's room is probably struggling to figure out ways to have these characters not finish the job against Michael because, again, Halloween Ends comes out next year, but it's getting really hard to rationalize from a perspective of a fan watching this movie because there were multiple opportunities for characters to maybe put the final touches on Michael Myers, and it happens a lot of the time, but something stupid happens where the characters just act all high and mighty, and then the opportunity fades away. And that is an issue I have with this movie. Something I love about other slasher movies like Scream is there's a human being behind that mask, and they can be killed. They are mortal. Michael Myers, while I understand he's supposed to be some embodiment of evil, and he's definitely called the Shape for a reason, it's extremely infuriating as an audience member to know this character is probably never going to die, and they're just going to keep bringing him back so he can make more and more money, and that takes away from the stakes. And the main issue with Halloween Kills is the one person who needs to be up against Michael Myers barely even is in the movie. Laurie Strode and Michael Myers are hand in hand. They live together, they die together in my opinion, and they are barely on screen together in this movie. The question I ask myself is, why should I be invested in a movie where I already know the outcome? Knowing there's another Halloween movie kind of tells the audience early on where Michael Myers' fate will lie at the end of the movie. And while there are a lot of kills like I mentioned, sometimes it almost feels straight up unwarranted, just the absurd nature of it. I get it, they're going for the brutal kills, but sometimes it's like, okay, let's honestly tone it back a little bit. Call me crazy. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree with me in the comments. But some of the kills, I was like, they're drawing this one out a little too long. And then some of the characters who we, again, are fully introduced to in this movie are actually scene stealers, and I would have loved to see more of them maybe in another Halloween movie. And it's just like, why? You know, why are we introducing so many new characters when we already have our staple main characters from the 2018 film? They should be the ones that are carrying the torch in this movie, and I'm not a fan of the decisions made in the writer's room. Now, from a pacing perspective, I think Halloween Kills flies by pretty fast. It didn't really drag that much for me, but it's all over the place from the settings to the different past storylines, and it really just gets bogged down and messy in that sense because there are so many characters in this movie and so many intertwining past flashback plot lines and characters making returns. It just got all bogged down in my opinion, and because of that, it inhibited my ability to truly enjoy this movie. Now, when the credits rolled, I was like, okay, the next one better be the last one. We'll see what happens. At the end of the day, though, Halloween Kills is not a terrible movie, but it's surely not that good in my opinion. I think that if you're a massive fan of the franchise, you will definitely have some enjoyment here. There's a ton of fan service moments, and it honestly just feels like one big piece of fan service, to be honest, just watching Michael go on kill sprees. And also, if you're a big fan of slashers, there's definitely gonna be moments in this movie that you enjoy. But as an actual Halloween movie, it was massive disappointment, I would say, and it's honestly a franchise killer in my opinion. They need to end Halloween after Halloween ends. I mean, it would only be fitting that your movie title has the word ends in it, and it's the end of the franchise. This movie just felt like half of a part one leading into a conclusion, and at this point, I don't even know how much I want to see the conclusion because the franchise is starting to lose me when it comes to such moronic writing and irrational decisions made by the main characters. I'm going to give Halloween Kills 2 out of 5 stars. This movie was a disappointment to me. I will not be watching it again anytime soon, and I can confidently say Halloween 2018 is better, as well as Halloween 1978. Cam has a cameo.
As somebody who only watched recap YouTube videos before watching Halloween Kills, I thought it was fine. I think it's very obviously a filler movie for the third movie. It was fine. I recommend seeing it.
It's not my cup of tea, but hey, there are definitely going to be fans of this movie. But that's going to do it for my review of Halloween Kills, guys. Definitely hit the like button, comment your thoughts on the movie down below. Let's get into a debate about the movie. Let's talk about it. I really want to hear your thoughts on this one. Where does it place when it comes to Halloween 2018 and the original Halloween from 1978? Hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss out on any future reviews, rankings, all that good stuff. Spooky season is upon us, so I'll have a few more horror videos out, hopefully. Thank you all again for watching, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.